Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Who Would Win, the series where we compare two legends and find out who would win in a battle to the death. In the red corner, coming straight out of the Lazarus pit, we have DROYD. George Droid, once thought dead, being completely rebuilt by, I would have to assume Amazon, right? Has been set up to be the perfect machine. His AI is fully integrated and sentient.
Like RoboCop?
Not quite like RoboCop. It's not a clone of his mind. He's still in there, with the processing power of 6 million fent-hertz per fent-second.
Wait, so what does he run on?
Would you want to take a guess? It's Fent, of course. He's also built in with counterfeit duplication, not just for $20 bills, but for everything. And to top it all off, he has galaxy gas rocket boosters. So what's his weakness? A knee, literally of any sort, as well as oxygen intake. Remember, he runs off of Fent, so when he gets overcharged, he has a 40-second cooldown to breathe, rendering him defenseless against opponents.
Ooh, he's gonna have to control that overcharge if he wants to beat his opponent.
Oh, I agree with that.
Wait, who is his opponent anyway?
And in the blue corner, because you know he was a cop, we have the man who went away for years and came back stronger, Super CHAUVIN! Super CHAUVIN is a tactician specialist who's an expert in knee jitsu, a martial arts strictly dedicated to knees.
Wait, but that's George Droid's main weakness.
Yes, it is. He's gonna have to think outside the box if he wants to win this one. He also has enhanced speed and endurance, as well as superhuman reflexes.
Where does he get the superhuman reflexes from?
Okay, well, remember in the video, like how fast he was while he was being recorded to turn around and say it wasn't his fault?
That's a damn good point.
And he also has a whopping IQ of 96.
So what are his weaknesses?
Well, we have to remember that Super CHAUVIN is only human, but we also have to remember he has a blind rage for minorities. When he gets in this rage state, his IQ drops to 37, making him vulnerable, but still very powerful.
Oh, I see how that works. So George Droid's weakness is something that Super CHAUVIN is a master in, with Nijitsu.
That's correct.
But if George Droid could trigger that blind rage for minorities, making him stupid, his advanced AI processing would be able to outsmart him and take him down.
That's exactly right. This is going to be an interesting matchup.
Any other weaknesses?
I'm glad you asked. The United States jail system. Now that we know our competitor's weakness and abilities, let's find out who would win in the death battle. Our story starts with Super CHAUVIN walking down the street years after his release from jail. He knows that he's being hunted. Any day now, George Droid will come and seek his revenge. And that day is today. He looks up in the sky and sees something hurtling towards him at the speed of light. Just then, he jumps back, narrowly avoiding the robot that left a crater-sized dent in the street. They lock eyes. They know what's about to happen.
Your time is now, CHAUVIN.
I knew this day would come. I wasn't sure when, but trust me, I'm ready.
Then you will rue the day you killed me.
We'll see about that. Now go ahead, give me your best shot.
Fine. Have it your way.
George Droid does a full scan of Super CHAUVIN, understanding that he mastered Nijitsu, knowing that that's his weakness. He needs to approach this in a different way. He activates his galaxy gas boosters and flies in the sky, dispersing hundreds of thousands of counterfeit $20 bills to blind Super CHAUVIN. The droid then gets in behind him and starts comboing him until Super CHAUVIN grabs his arm with his superhuman reflexes and looks at him and says,
You just fucked up.
Then he uses his expert Nijitsu to combo George Droid.
Armor at 60% and dropping rapidly. You need to get out of here.
Ugh! Activate galaxy gas boosters.
George Droid, having his galaxy gas boosters activated, burns CHAUVIN's arms. CHAUVIN, hurt but not deterred, looks up in the sky, pulls out his standard issue 9mm, and puts 2 shots with perfect accuracy into the boosters, rendering them useless. George Droid, still in the sky, crashes down. This is not a good position for him. He's gonna have to fight on foot. CHAUVIN launches at him with the Nijitsu, tearing him apart until his armor is completely depleted. Then, Super CHAUVIN, knocking him down for the last time, puts his knee on his neck and says,
Are you ready to die again?
That's what you think. Activate Activate duplication.
Just then, the George droids duplicate, causing Super CHAUVIN to be filled with rage. There are too many minorities around him. He gets off a George droid, being distracted and in a blind rage by the minorities. He uses all of his weapons and all of his ninjutsu skills on the duplicates while George droid recovers. Finally, Super CHAUVIN defeats all of the George droid duplicates. While still in his blind rage, the real George droid sneaks up behind him and hits him with the Fent gas.
What did you do to me?
You'll find out in about 10 seconds.
This is fat, isn't it?
What's the matter, CHAUVIN? Can't breathe? Yeah, that's what I thought. Hey, do me a favor though. When you get to hell, tell Epstein I'm coming for him next.
So yeah, George droid gets his lick back. So why did we come to this conclusion? Well, I think when it comes to CHAUVIN, you need to look at the two biggest things. This is a AI enhanced man versus a man. Now, I think what's the bigger weakness? The blind rage with minorities or the ninjutsu? Well, probably the ninjutsu, but at the end of the day, intelligence is always going to win out over pure power, especially if there is a weakness that can dumb them down. Remember, when the droid scanned Super CHAUVIN, he knew when he got into that blind rage that he was going to be weak and vulnerable, especially with that duplication tactic. Versus CHAUVIN, who he knew his weakness was ninjutsu, but that's about it. There wasn't too much for him to go off of. He had to fight this by ear versus the droid who already knew what was coming at him. Now, is there any reason for this to be on the internet? Probably not. But I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know if you want me to do George droid versus Anne Clank. Have a great day.